Hello friends, greetings from Manjunath from Data Science Galaxy. Welcome back. So in this video, it's a very exciting information is awaiting you. So make no mistake. I'm going to demonstrate right now, right here, live, a face detection system implemented using advanced deep learning architectures. So I want to simplify this by showing a diagrammatic representation of a simplified system itself. You can think of it this way. What I'm talking about the system is this. The fire, representing the rectangle fire, is the system. So the system can be accessed in two ways. As the existing user, and of course as a new user through the registration. So therefore, you'll be able to access the system using login credentials. That's what this login is all about. Once you have access to the system, so what I'm going to do is to provide you an option to upload an image. This image could come from multiple sources in a realistic sense. And for simplification, I'm going to provide the offline repository of the images. That simply means I've got these images stored in my local directory for the users to go ahead and access and upload that image. Once an image is selected, what is that image about? Let's spend some time to understand. Image can be that of several people, male, female included, in a picture. Image can be that of an animal like tiger. What is the scope of implementation for this demo is implementation of recognition of only the human faces in the picture. If it is animals, if it's anything else that is not a human face, the system is able to smartly detect and therefore not to depict the number of images. Let's say, for example, as an user would select a particular image that has the human faces. And once the user uploads the image file, the system is able to detect the number of people in that image and therefore renders the output as the number of images along with the image selected for uploading. So that's the broad scope. Okay. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe right now, right here, and then make sure, more importantly, you watch this till the end. There are significant takeaways in the form of learning. Make no mistake. I'm going to explain one after the other. So you see a folder called demo detection. I shall go inside that. And you can see two other folders. Templates, uploads, app and database. I'll talk one by one very quickly. Templates is all about enabling you to experience the interface. So the about is a HTML file that will talk about what is the system all about. Then we have sign up, another HTML file. It does give an interface for the user to either register or user to sign in if it is an existing user. Then upload is all about provisioning for the user to upload the selected image. Again, the scope is simplified for the implementation of detecting the number of people in an image. Then the results, the last one, is the page that renders the output. So like I mentioned already, it will show the image selected by the user and it shall smartly detect the number of faces and display the number of faces. So for an example, what are those images user could think of? Like I mentioned, user could possibly select these images. Let's just open it in a proper editor. Okay, it's taking a bit of a time to open this. Let me just see this. Why it is taking time, not sure. So you can as well see in the meanwhile, right? So let it do the processing in the background. So you can see a number of faces here is 9 versus you can see, a familiar face indeed, a very popular actress, Anushka Sharma, wife of Mr. Virat Kohli. So you can also see another familiar set of people here, great footballers of our times. And for variety, I've got some black and white as well as color images. I also have images that are not having human faces. The one that I'm pointing to is the fish. So there is no human face in this image. And you can see a tiger. So there is no human face here as well. Isn't that exciting? We will smartly differentiate which is a human face, and even if something is a face like that of a tiger, we will not take that into account. This is the first iteration of the implementation. We are limiting ourselves to implementation of recognizing the human faces and human faces alone. And therefore, there is a further scope for enhancing this. Not just that, Whether it is a black and white image with multiple number of people making up that image, or simply a colored image, the great Virat Kohli's image for an example, or simply a team which has got similar color jerseys and then making up a team photo. How good is it? So now, without much ado, let's go to the other part of the application. So you can see here there are two files sitting here. One is, as you can recognize by the type, the Python file. This is the mother of all files, which is powering the intelligence of the system that I implemented using advanced deep learning architectures. I'll talk closer to this time what it entails. Then you can see here a database. The icon is a giveaway. It's a SQLite or SQLite database, which is a lightweight implementation of SQL and suffices pretty much for a demo for a setting like this. So what are we waiting for? Folks, here is the exciting piece. Let's continue the action. You know what good news is? It doesn't really matter where the content is sitting. And let's say I'm going to go to command prompt. It's pointing to my home directory. I shall say cd and paste that path copied from the browser. Explorer rather, sorry. So you can see now it is pointing to the absolute path where my source file is sitting. The key is to reference the absolute path, particularly the app.py where it is sitting. So you have other folders that I talked about, templates and uploads sitting there. So that's fine. So I'm going to run at the command prompt the Python code that is stored in app.py. So what you will get, if everything goes well, you shall get a URL like this. Copy this URL. Now you will see this in action. So I've incidentally placed this URL or pasted this URL in browser. So now you can see the login screen. So right in front of you, I shall create a new user for this demo purpose. I could have logged in with the existing credentials, but you know what? The interesting thing is to also demonstrate the idea of registration of the user. So I shall click on sign up. You will see this kind of interface pops up. Let's say I'm going to create a user called demo underscore USR. Demo underscore USR. Let me give some password to go with so that I shall also confirm that password. So if I say sign up, I shall register the user if everything goes well, and I should be able to log in with that. Demo underscore USR, short form for user. So there you go. I don't want to save, so forget about it. Now I'm in the login page. So I should use this same username and make sure whatever the user registered with the password I shall also make use of the password. I don't want to save the password currently. So friends, what you're seeing is an interface where it is provisioned to upload images by the user. It has choose file option, it has upload option. Obviously, you got to choose the file first before you click on upload. Okay, so let's click on choose file. So it shall go to the predefined path where my image is sitting. So notice again, I have image of a people, I have image of an animal like tiger, and I also have an image of a fish. All beautiful images. One more time, I have combination of black and white and colored images. Image could be a single person like Virat Kohli, or it could be a single person like Anushka as colored image, or you can see completely the set of people making up an image which is black and white. Okay, so let's say for simplicity, we'll go with a simple experiment here. I shall select Virat Kohli and say open. So now we can see the image is also referenced by the file name. There you go, upload, voila. You can see the image selected, and more importantly, the number of faces detected is 1. How good is it? So let's experiment further. I'll click on upload more images and I choose a different file. Let's say we stick with Virat Kohli's image for some more time, but this time I shall pick up Virat Kohli's black and white image. I click upload, and you know what? You shall see the image selected, and it is number of faces detected is 1. So you can see Virat Kohli alone in this image as a black and white image, or in the previous example we saw the color image. In either of the cases we have only one face. That's what the detection is. We'll not stop at that. Let's go and experiment a little more. Let's make it interesting. Take this. We have the colored images of 9 faces making up the image here. I shall select that. 9 is the count. Please remember. upload. Voila! You got all this, and you can see here the number of faces detected is 9. And you know what? Did you notice the demo user was logged in with the credentials? Yes, I shall upload few more images, just couple more. Exciting. Continue to watch. So let's say I'm going to switch gears and take Anushka's image, just to get the sense of how it is detecting. There you go. Number of faces detected is 1. You know what? Let's bring in some variety here and then upload some other images. This is fairly complex. You can see the count is 5 times maybe 5 or 4. 5 times 5, so it's 25, right? I don't want to assume how many it is, neither I want to count. I leave that heavy lifting to my intelligence deep learning based architecture here. And I'll click results, upload. There you go, 25 images. You can count 5 times 5. How good is it? Mind you, I already mentioned, friends, it's not going to detect the faces of anything other than human beings. You know what? I shall demonstrate live. I go to choose file and I shall select image of a fish. And of course, fish has a face. But you know what? When I say upload, as I indicated to you, the number of faces detected is 0, which indicates that there is no person or human being face there. You know what? Let's confirm this with something which has proper face depicted in the image, and I shall go back to uploading one more. This time again I shall say choose, and you know what? We shall select the tiger in all its glory and say open. Upload. Any guesses for the number of faces detected by the system? You can comment, pause here and comment, but you know what? I'll not keep you waiting. I shall say upload. Again 0. Why is this happening? Like I said, the scope of the implementation is limited to detecting the number of human faces, not anything else. So you can go ahead and experiment few more, whatever you like. There are 2 people here. Let's go and say upload image. Voila, you get the count too. But you get the drift. It works for all kinds of images as long as images house the human faces, whether that is colored, whether the image is blurred. They say, I want friends. Those of you who are continue to watch, please see what's happening on the screen. There is a frontal view of the face of 2 people. One person is very clear in terms of the imagery, other person, the face is blurred. But even then, I built a system that's intelligent enough to find the faces. You know what? Here is the pertinent question. I want you to comment if you have liked this video, and therefore comment what you thought about it and be descriptive as possible in the comment section down below. And you know what? I wanted you to also guess how I've gone about implementation. Option A, I've developed the system from the scratch. Option B, I've reused some of the code. If so, under option B, what do you think I've reused? Is it a pre-trained model? Is it a convolution neural network that I've used? Or I've used any transformer based architecture to do this? Think about it. If it's a pre-trained model, can you narrow down to what could be the possible options for pre-trained model that I've used? Let me tell you, in all humility, I've used very less number of lines of code to get to the stage where it is. Looks very professional for a demo, but there is a lot of learning. What is it doing? We have built a face system. Let's go back to my slides here. So I built a lot of deep learning architectures for this, particularly the face detection system. So therefore, it is built predominantly on the advanced deep learning architectures. That's a clue. Second, implementation is completely Python. Even more important clue, very minimalistic code. Of course, the code is slightly involved for the aesthetic part of it in terms of beautifying whatever the interface that you see. Even if it's very simplified, there is some effort to get to that shape and form. But you know what? The functional part of it, as in what you saw here, my friends, for detecting the faces. So I can upload, I can go back, session is still active. Let's say this time I'm going to see this image and see how many faces. So you can see upload and voila, you have 3 faces. One is slightly in the background, as in it is slightly blurred, other 2 persons in the foreground. It doesn't matter, as long as it's a face, it's going to detect. So we have tested it thoroughly, and I want you to think about what you reckon is going on behind the scenes. Okay, so with that, I'm going to request you, if you found this interesting, if you want to see more number of videos like this, where I can simplify the complex topics like advanced deep learning architectures, computer vision, natural language processing, machine learning, deep learning, or for that matter, business analytics, data analytics, etc., in a bite-sized, simplified representation for the content and demonstration in a simple, lucid manner, so that you will be able to replicate the effort and get more hands-on with respect to learning in this exciting applied field. If it is exciting enough, interested some of you, and you liked what you saw, you know what, the rigor friends, please give it a big fat thumbs up and subscribe if not already. Make sure you share this video with your friends and network, so that they will also be getting acclimatized to simplified explanations of deep concepts. Okay? So please comment for all the things. What did you like particularly? If you didn't like something, please also comment. And more importantly, friends, subscribe and stay tuned for more. And I'm on the topic of being subscription and sharing this. What are the topics that you think are complex in the world of deep learning, machine learning? Let me know what is the next video that I should be making about. I shall make sure I shall not just explain the concepts in a simplified manner, which I by design and definition and by intent too, I shall also bring to bear the nuances of those concepts from the standpoint of application. So with that, I'll pause here again for thanking you. For those of you who have made it to the end, congratulations. And I hope sincerely it has been worth everybody's while. Happy learning. Talk to you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye. This is your friend Manjunath signing off. Cheers.